The topic of this video is going to be making contacts. And what I'm talking about are making contacts here in the Philippines that you're going to be able to get accurate, reliable, up-to-date information from. Personally, I have basically termed the contacts as either soft contacts or hard contacts. You can call it whatever you want to, use whatever term you want, but what's important is you're able to differentiate between the two of those because each type of contact is going to serve a different purpose. So starting off with what I'm talking about by soft contacts. So if you go and you're looking for a place that you can start communicating with people that already live here in the Philippines, that you can start asking questions and get advice, you're looking at going to website forums. There are several good ones. You're looking at joining a Facebook group, and there's probably going to be a few other different methods that you have, but those are typically the two easier methods that I have found. Facebook groups, or going into different forums. You've also got YouTube. If you're in a YouTube channel, you start seeing different guys that are giving out good information. You can try contacting them and see if they'll reply to be able to serve as a contact. But generally though, a soft contact is just somebody that lives here in the Philippines that you're able to communicate with, but they don't necessarily live in the location you're going to be living. These are people you're going to be able to get more generalized information, but these are not people that are going to be giving you detailed, accurate information about exactly where you're going to be living. They're not going to be able to tell you, current apartment prices for the spot where you're going, etc. These are more generalized contacts. So if you're on a forum, you're asking questions, somebody that lives here is able to give you a few different answers, things like immigration or travel, packing lists, whatever. Those are going to be your soft contacts. This is somebody you can contact, but you might not ever meet this person. They're just a general associate, a person that you're communicating with. Hard contacts, on the other hand, are people that are closer to you in a sense. So they're friends, family members, associates that you know on a closer level. These are people you're going to be able to ask more detailed questions, more personal questions. These are the people that you're probably going to be meeting, sometimes hanging out with while you're here. So they're going to be able to get you a little bit more information than the others will. So you do have those different options for contacts. Now, one thing is, I understand that some people, as far as the figuring out where you're going to live, the previous video we talked about narrowing the search, where you're slowly going to be using your research to narrow and narrow and narrow like a funnel down to just a couple places that you're thinking about moving to. But some people already have a very specific location that they're planning to move. For example, if you are already married to someone that's a Filipino, and you're planning on moving here to live in a certain area that she has suggested, maybe it's close by her family, or it's close to somewhere that she knows about, maybe it's somewhere that you already know about, you've visited before, etc. You've already got that location narrowed down. At the same time, she probably has family members, friends, people that still live here. Those are going to be some of your hard contacts because they're on a closer level. You're going to be asking them more detailed questions, more personal questions. So if you're, saying, look, I'm interested in moving over to Makati. I need help searching for different condo options that are there. Are you able to go out and give me some contact information for some of the property managers for decent looking condos there in Makati? That family member, that friend or whoever, they're going to be able to go out and get you that information. This isn't just some random person you met online that some way down the road might try to be scamming you or something like that. But that's pretty much what I'm talking about by making those contacts. You really need to make sure that you understand the difference between the two. So you have your more generalized, you have your closer, and you want to utilize those contacts as often as you need to. If you have somebody that only responds to you once a week or once a month, that person's not going to be a good contact. If you have somebody that you don't really know too well and certain things look kind of fishy, maybe they're overly trying to help you out, like, oh yeah, bro, you come here, I'll pick you up at the airport and I'll take you to this place and we can go here. But it's somebody you don't know, you've never met, you've never really talked to on the phone or anything. Be leery about it. Be questioning it, and just be careful, because you will find it's not that common, but it does happen. There are people that come here, they move here, things don't work out for some reason or another, they end up in financial hardships, and those people turn to scamming and theft as a means to survive. It does happen. You do see it here, not that often, but you got to be careful about it. But there are going to be a lot of different options you have for finding these different contacts. I'll try and put in the description a link to the forum for foreigners that I was going to before. This is going to be generally an English-speaking community. Many of them are going to be American. There are some other Europeans, maybe some from Australia, Canada, stuff like that. But because it's mainly going to be English-speaking, I think there were sections in there that weren't. They also have a good section there for military. So if you're a retired military veteran, or you're, pretty soon you're going to be retiring from military service, they do have a lot of resources and information there. The other option is just to go in and look up different Facebook groups. There are a lot of them, and some of them are more, they'll call themselves different names, like expats living on a budget in the Philippines or things like that. But instead of getting budget advice, it's mostly all just political topics and debate. So you got to be a little bit cautious about which site you go to as far as a Facebook group. Kind of stick around, don't give out too much personal information, things like that. So hopefully that'll kind of help you get some contacts that are going to be able to give you some more information that you're not able to obtain from other sources.